I had problems. I know there are a lot of people who have problems, and we were quite. And at some point of time in my life, I only used to sleep in buses. I went through a Vipassana retreat. It's a mad rush for software and AI. I think at some point of time, the AIs also work on hardware. Definitely, power is never dispensed. The devices always ask for it.
सो व्यूअर्स, जैसे मैंने आपको प्रॉमिस किया था, आज एक नया एपिसोड है और आज हमारे साथ एक नए गेस्ट हैं जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स की फील्ड में अपना महारत दिखा चुके हैं. सो लेट्स वेलकम द फाउंडर ऑफ मोकोमोटो, मिस्टर शुभेंदु सतपथी सर. So hello viewers, today we have Subhendu Satpathy with us. Hello sir,
Hi,
welcome to the podcast.
thank you.
How are you sir?
I'm doing good.
ओके सर, शुभेंदु सतपथी के बारे में आज के टाइम में बहुत लोग नहीं जानते हैं. थोड़ा बहुत हम लोगों ने सुना हुआ था काफी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप फोरम से. सर अपने बारे में कुछ बताना चाहेंगे?
नहीं, मैं नॉर्मल सा ही आदमी हूँ. कॉर्पोरेट में था 13 साल. तो 13 साल काम करके मेरे को कॉर्पोरेट फटीक हो गया. So I was too much of into corporate and emails and chatting. I said नहीं यार, कुछ इससे बात नहीं बनती. I need to venture out. So that's when COVID struck, and we are all locked down. And during lockdown, there were few times that the offices weren't working, but they completely shifted themselves to online. So उससे क्या हुआ? I was locked at home, and definitely with my parents and family. And I was basically a guy in the corporate who used to travel a lot. And my traveling was so extensive that sometimes in fact, slept on the airport. I never used to come back because I had the next day flight to be catching. So that was so intensive. And then आप ऐसे अगर it's like caging an animal inside the house for a pretty long
Right.
time. And that's when I said, what am I doing? What am I doing? And I always thought that I would definitely have my own company. And that was the biggest time for self-realization, because this is the time you should go ahead and build. And without even thinking, that was definitely a very implicit call. I never had a very detailed plan about it, because every time you plan, you don't make it. So I said, nahi yaar, just go ahead. So as a side hustle, I started MOKKOMOTTO. And after a lot of thought put into it, I came up with this name, MOKKOMOTTO Consumer Electronics. And so initially never thought of starting off with a charger brand. I had other plans of IoTs and things like that, because I was already working on IoT and automotive electronics, definitely. So then what happened is I formed this company, MOKKOMOTTO, at Bangalore. And then started working on it, the concept stage of what to do. Then it was one of my own problem of being a traveler, a professional traveler who's in a profession and who travels with a lot of gadgets, laptops, at least two phones and a wearable. Because I carry a lot of chargers, and why don't we have multi-port chargers? And that's when moved into charger. And that's when my first design of the charger, which was a 30-watt charger, came up. And we never brought it to production level. It was still in the proto stage. That's why we scrapped it. I said, no, this is not it, because we got to know that in the market there are a lot of Chinese guys who are capturing this market. Then we started to segregate it. So by the time when I formed this company in Bangalore, I also applied for funding recognition at Startup India and Startup Odisha. Got the recognition. Pretty was pretty fast, very smooth. And then I applied for funding. I suppose I'm starting this, and this is the concept. So they said, yeah, please apply. We are with you. And then every stage got cleared, and there was a time that the funding was almost to be cleared. I said, then I think this is definitely a nature's call. That was
I
Naukri
should go
Chodo.
for entrepreneurship.
Naukri Chodo. This is a very good call. That was, do you have a reason? Back then, when I left my job at home, they didn't know I left job. And then I said, no, I got my permission to work from home. let's all go to Bhubaneswar and start. So we all packed up, and then we drove from Bangalore to Bhubaneswar. And then at Bhubaneswar, after reaching Bhubaneswar, I told him that I have left job. I don't have a job. So that was a shock of my parents. That how could you leave job just like that? I said, no, I had enough. I think I now, and I think I'm well seasoned to at least start my own company.
So how is the name Mokomoto? It's quite interesting name, by the way.
Yeah, so what happens, I used to work for a Japanese company called Renaissance Electronics.
Okay.
That was the first time I visited Japan, and I had a very good friend of mine. His name is Charles, and he was based out of Singapore.
Okay.
And Charles had a very good idea about Japan. He used to read a lot, and he had, being in Singapore, he had a lot of Japanese friend around, so he knew a lot of about Japanese and Japan and things like that. Then Charles said that, come Subhendu, I'll take you to a shop which is very specialized in pearls, that is Japanese pearls. And the shop name was Mikimoto.
Okay.
He wanted to buy for his mother. And that's when he told that, this Mikimoto brand is not available everywhere. And people come to Japan only for this pearl to buy. And it's quite a very native brand of Japan, and it's quite famous also. And then, but well known all over the world. So, and then I said, yeah, interesting name, Mikimoto. And then, it is a brand where people across the world know about it. And then when I was thinking about a, company name, and I wanted to translate this some point of time, you have a company name which is different, but your brand name is different.
Yes.
I wanted to have the same name. I
Okay.
don't want the company name to be different and the brand name to be different. No, I want the same name. So then I said, yeah, Mikimoto sounds to be good. I had a choice of two, three things I shared with my friends. Then one of my friends told me that, see, if you go for Mokomoto, this will also give you a short form of Mo, which is Moro in Odi, and then you have your products named after that. So Mo Cube, Mo Charge. So all of that, I said, yeah, that's cool. So yeah, that's how Mokomoto.
Okay. So you had a long corporate life, then you are enjoying your experiments over here in the lab,
Yes.
developing your products. How was your childhood?
Oh well, my childhood was again experimentation. My parents never, you know, put me into a very strict routine that you have to do this, 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 this. I tried everything. So in fact, in sports, we tried all the sports, and then after my schooling, because we come from a township, and you have limitations of going out of the township. But still, during my 10th and 12th, I used to venture out the township for tuitions. And then when I got selected for Karnataka uh, entrance exam, and I had very poor marks in the Odisha entrance test. So my father said, no, no, you're going to go south, study there. I said, fine. So in fact, the adventurous thing came from my grandfather.
Okay.
He was very adventurous. He used to take the car and go all around India. My father is also the same. Very, very, avid driver. He used to enjoy driving long distances. So I think some part of that came into me. Even my uncles are very, athlete, they're sport persons. So that thing I think came to me, and that's how the adventurous kicked in during the later stage. But I think I was late. Now I got to know that this experimentation I should have done beyond when I was my 30s, and not in the late 30s. So I was late, but I think, yeah, better late than never. So better start it off.
So everywhere there is a motivation.
Yes.
So who is your motivation in your family?
Motivation in my family, uh, actually, a lot of people. A lot of people, actually. A lot of people in my family have come from nowhere and have proven themselves. Looking at a lot of those people, you get your kick, every day's kick,
Daily dose of
daily dose
motivation.
of motivation. So that's where.
AI is booming now, and India is leading in software industries, and you are in hardcore hardware industries.
Yeah.
So, how is the journey?
Yeah, the journey has been a little tough because in a lot of aspects. First thing is getting the right kind of a talent. Now a lot of people don't work on PCBs and hardware and designing electronics or doing a small experiment in electronics. Very tough. But there are different set of people who are driven by this kind of an art of designing electronics or working on hardware. And those kind of people are the one which are startup movement. It is very easy to even find these people. Uh, First thing is we don't go for any recruitment. People come searching us. Now, if someone comes searching you, that means he has already built up that mind that he is coming to work with you. So when people come searching me or searching for MOKKOMOTTO and we are in this space, then I give them one task. That's all fine, but your internal zeal to work on hardware is fine. But at least from your point of view, how much effort you have given into learning. I give them a small task. So that's an assignment. So they have to do that assignment within a week and come to me with the results. People who clear that assignment work with us.
And can you tell us what kind of assignment do you use to
Oh,
give?
well, that's pretty, very fundamental about electronics. Make me a circuit of, power converters or a buck, small buck or a boost. People who are into electronics would understand that. Or maybe very much related to our work, and or maybe do some PCB design on whatever software you know or the CAD tool you know. Come and get it to me, and I will. So first thing about AI and hardware is the talent. It's a mad rush for software and AI. Now earlier it was software, now it is
Yeah.
transformed into AI. I think at some point of time the AIs also work on hardware. If there's no hardware, then where will the software run?
Yes,
So
that's
it is
correct.
definitely hardware, and the hardware has to have power. And to power up, we have the right kind of stuff. That's it.
So, can you tell us more about the product you are having?
Yeah. So basically, you see, we have two products right now. So this is the MoCharge 65, which is a 65-watt charger which can charge a laptop, a phone, and a wearable. It is made out of a compound semiconductor material called GaN. That's actually helps your charger to be cool, keep your charger cool and much more efficient. So for a traditional charger to be working in a 65 watt, it might heat up a lot. And then the time it takes to charge your laptop will be definitely little higher than this kind of a charger, because this charger converts an AC to a DC at a 93% efficiency. So the losses what you have 7% is pretty nominal.
Low.
But then in a traditional charger you have that 80-85% loss, which will go as a heat. And this loss also takes a toll on your charging time. So this is the first product. We have done a lot of B2B sales. I think, as I had problems, I know there are a lot of people who have problems, and we were quite successfully penetrated into B2B space, and a lot of people have taken these charges for their companies, corporate gifting, to give their employees. And we do personalization also. And doing personalization on electronics, consumer electronics, something the first time we people have seen, and they have liked it. So yeah, that was a successful penetration into B2B. But right now we are pending going to D2C and
So, it's
seeing.
like one power solution to all your consumer electronics.
Yes, yes. At least if you have a laptop which is Type C and a phone, and nowadays all the gadgets which you carry are all Type C,
Yes.
and they also have fast charging topologies or the protocols which are certified by USB, and this also certifies that. So there are other, you can say there are other Chinese phones which have Super VOOC, or they have the Dart or something of that. So that they are proprietary. We support almost all the gadgets or the devices from Apple, Samsung, and the bigger players around the globe. So yeah, and am I also bringing in Type C and complying to USB standard fast charging. So these are the standardized charging, and then we support all.
एक छोटी सी सवाल आ जाती है मेरे दिमाग में कि हो सकता है मेरा फोन 20 वाट में चार्ज होता है, आपका फोन 30 वाट में चार्ज होता है, किसी और का 60 वाट में चार्ज
60
होता
watt
है,
में चार्ज होता
तो एक ही चार्जर सबके लिए काम आएगा?
है। हाँ जी, बिल्कुल. This has basically we have implemented an algorithm. This has a microcontroller inside,
ओके
and the microcontroller detects which device has been connected and how much the device is asking for a power. Accordingly, it allocates power to the other devices which are connected to it.
ओके
So even if on the fly or dynamically this allocates power to all the devices, the optimal need for that device, so that
Okay.
not a lot of power has been dispensed, or definitely power is never dispensed. The devices always ask for it. So whatever device will ask, this is has the capability to deliver to a certain limit, and then the rest of the power has been transferred to the devices which are less hungry.
सो फॉर एन एग्जांपल ये आपने बताया 65 वाट का है. इफ आई एम कनेक्टिंग ए लैपटॉप
Yeah.
and one iPhone
Yeah.
and one other Samsung phone, let's say.
Okay.
So iPhone is about 40 watt, 50 watt.
Correct.
Laptop is about 65 watt.
Yes.
Samsung phone is close to somewhere 40, 45 watt. Maybe
Yes.
let's say 20 watt.
Yes.
And phones may be connected to these two
Type
ports,
C.
and
Yeah.
this is for the laptop.
Yeah. No, basically this is for the laptop. The Type C on the bottom.
Okay.
The Type C on the middle is for the phones.
Okay.
And this Type A, we have kept it for the wearables.
Okay.
So this is the ideal consumer portfolio we see in these days, that everyone who has a laptop has a phone and also has a wearable. So this is the
Correct.
ideal customer. Looking at the customer needs, this was designed. So when you connect all the three, the laptop takes the maximum power. So the laptop
Yes.
takes 45 watt, because laptop Type C laptops work from 45 to 65. Anything beyond 40 or below 40, 45, it will not charge. So it will be given 45, and then the rest power has been shared between the phone and the wearable.
It's really nice. It's looking sleek, white.
Yeah.
Color is also tempting.
Yeah. And then we have the Mo branding.
Yes. More
Yeah,
for ODIs is like mine.
more charger.
I can say
Yeah,
more charger.
more charger. Yeah, more charger.
I'll take it as a gift from
Oh
you.
yeah, absolutely. This is, we do personalization. So my set of people are also set, and we also have the names. We are doing a campaign also, and in those campaigns, this all things will be included as we move on into the campaign, and each and every one is included in the campaign, and you will get your personalized more charge at the right time.
More charger.
Yeah, more
Everywhere
charger.
is more in Odisha now.
More and more bus, more dhaba. You have the more charger.
That's really interesting. And what is the meaning of this line here?
Oh, okay. So basically, we wanted to symbolize that this is a very green initiative, wherein you have a power adapter which is highly efficient. So the line over there had it to be green. It is black and white because we didn't have the laser printer that time. But all the chargers which are getting produced now will all have a green line on it. And we also thought of having a LED, having a symbol of that the charger has been lighting. But that's on the second version. The green LED will symbolize that, the green symbolizes something which is highly efficient, mm, you know, you know, good for the environment.
Definitely, it is little bit bigger in size as compared to all those Chinese chargers
Yeah.
producing 20 or 15 watts.
Yeah.
But it is quite small when I am comparing it to
A laptop
with
charger.
laptop charger, as well as some OnePlus chargers that are
Yeah.
humongous in size.
Yeah.
So definitely
So you see, there's a 33 watt there.
it's a 33 watt, and this is a 65 watt.
Compare this.
And with one USB, and we are having multiple ports here. And it will be delivering 33 watt to one device
One
only.
device only, yeah.
And it can share multiple.
Correct. So sometimes when I travel by air and people take out the chargers on the security check, that's when I show them, you like to have this? Actually, yes. I mean, people have taken that way and my number, and then they've bought this charger.
That's really nice way of marketing. 33 watt.
Yeah, just
65
compare.
watt.
Just compare. In fact, this is bigger.
Yes.
And this is,
Taller in size,
yeah,
almost similar in the weight,
yeah, similar.
and it is having two bulges.
Yep,
Which is
here it's a folding plug. Easy to carry, right? It doesn't get
yes,
tangled in your bag.
it's really nice.
Yeah. Then we also have a very good product, which is one of the smallest charger we could ever make. Oh, that's a 20 watt.
20 watt.
20 watt. Yeah.
The small packet, big dhamaka.
Yeah, small packet, big dhamaka.
And
And you know the best idea about this charger is when students carry their phone, why to keep a charger in the bag? You can very well carry your charger in your pocket. This is a very
why?
pocket-sized charger. It's called MOKKOMOTTO.
And the color is interesting as
Oh
well.
yeah. We wanted to bring in because our expertise is, I mean, we have our own molds, right? So we do something which is from ground zero, and we have the molds. So in when you have your molds, you have the luxury of doing any color you want. So we were thinking about having some, Gen Z colors where the Gen Zs can adopt this.
वैसे भी कहा जाता है लड़कियों को पिंक पसंद होता है.
हाँ, इसी के लिए निकाला है. Or everyone who looks at this is a very cute.
Is there any other plan to bring this cube in any other color?
Oh yeah, we plan to bring it in all the pastel colors, so that we will have the launch of this in the next quarter.
So as we have products in our hand, so if a consumer want to buy it now, from where they can get it?
Well, if they have to buy it now, they can go to our website, email us, and we will get in touch with them with all the.
That's really interesting. I'll be getting one of these.
Oh yeah, sure. One of this and one of the more charge. I think more charge is
More
more
charge will
beneficial,
do.
and this is actually live on the go.
Okay.
So basically, when you want to just go out, like no business trip, like you're just going to your friend's house and your phone's battery is low, just put it in your pocket and just go. And we have looked into the market, charger market, uh, from the Indian consumer point of view. Indian consumers have a lot of gadgets now. No Indian consumer will settle with one charger. If he has one charger, he will have one charger for his wife, another charger for his. At least two, three chargers will be used at home. So that's why we want to have high-end chargers, which are laptop chargers. So we are going on the 65, 100, 150, as well as on the low side, which is portable, chota, looks cute, and for kids. Nowadays kids also have tablets, right? So,
Right. Actually ये मेरा आने वाला सवाल का आंसर ये था. मैं पूछने वाला था कि वाई चार्जर्स, आपने उसका आंसर बता दिया. तो अब जब आती है कंपनी, आपने बना लिया, प्रोडक्ट्स आपके हाथ में हैं, जो कि प्रोडक्ट्स काफी बेहतरीन भी हैं, लुक एंड फील इज रियली गुड. व्हाट इज स्टॉपिंग यू?
Oh well, there are a lot of things. A lot of things. Um, we do not, get to know about Indian consumer in the first place. We have to experiment. I don't want to put myself into a risk of having a lot of inventory, but don't know how to exhaust it. So the complete consumer journey, right from what they are searching, what is their pain points, which channel they buy these chargers from, and if they buy one charger, what makes them stops them from buying the charger, because there are many. This is a very traders market. Now you will see, if you open Amazon, you will have a lot of traders trading it from China and selling it in India. Okay. uh, but they are expensive. They do not give you a warranty on the charger. They don't have any trust on that particular electronics which has been shipped to India. Nothing. For us to build a brand or build a sustainable product which people will rely on takes time. It takes time. Because every time I mean, every time I have talked to any stranger about the product, they have told me one thing: ये फटेगा तो नहीं? नहीं नहीं सर, ये चाइनीज वाला नहीं है, सस्ता सुंदर टिकाऊ नहीं है, हमने बनाया है, इट्स ऑल सर्टिफाइड. You can use it for 7 days. Don't like it, give it back to me. No question asked, money back guarantee. We have done that. No one has ever returned the charger. They've actually felt very nice to come on a Teams meeting or a Google Meet to give us feedback, and we record those feedbacks and we have a complete, archive of people feedback of what they are looking at and how the product is. They before this they had no idea of how a charger company is asking them a feedback. Charger is a very underrated product if you see. They were either sold in stalls outside or you get it online. Yes. No one even bothers to ask you, "Bhai, charger chal raha hai kya?" They will ask you for your phone, but not for a charger. Right. So it's so important product, but still underrated. So when we asked people, and then people never even knew that such a small charger can even charge a laptop. नहीं नहीं ये तो चार्जर लैपटॉप ये कैसे कैसे कर सकता है मैं करता है सब करते तो देखो
आज के टाइम में तो वही हो रहा है, फोन लाखों के खरीदते हैं, उसमें चार्जर नहीं होता।
चार्जर नहीं होता है
देखने में लुक एंड फील काफी अच्छा है,
हम्म,
मार्केट में प्रीमियम चार्जर के
हम्म,
जैसे भी दिखता है।
हम्म,
अब आप बोल रहे हैं इंडियन है, तो ये क्या कंप्लीटली इंडियन है?
यस पूरा इंडियन है हमने हमारे पीसीबीज देखो आपके आगे ही पीसीबीज है हम पीसीबीज बनाते हैं मैन्युफैक्चर करते हैं टेस्ट पीसीबी लेवल पर टेस्ट होता है and then it gets into an assembly. So these are the small quantities what we do here. We have outsourced this to our contract manufacturer who then produces it in thousands of quantities. But then he follows our instruction on how to exactly do the testing, packaging, and then dispatching. Okay. They are completely equipped with all the modern equipment also, which is needed to test those charges. अगर आप बोलेंगे कि ये completely इंडियन है या नहीं we give you a 12 months warranty on this charger if you we also have a QR code on our packages if anyone scans the QR code he gets 12 months plus 12 months the reason we are doing that is to get customer requirements more first of all get the customer details so that we reach the route to them first on the product review second of all if they are in need of any other charger wherein we can up scale our 20 watt or anything I'm quite sure they would be happy this helps us to bring a database of customers where we can help them to choose the right charger whatever they need or also get their feedback or maybe their future needs and we can put that into our new product development so what happens I'll tell you uh, we do b2b and in hardware business you need to need capital to manufacture. No one will give me credit.
राइट।
ठीक है That's the fundamental thing. भाई मैं तुम्हें क्यों क्रेडिट दूंगा तुम तो नए हो So what we do is the companies we go to uh, we tell them very frankly boss we are startup we are making charges very much made in India we are funded by government various government agencies if you want this charger you have to pay me 50%. And they're more than happy to pay me 50%. And if they pay 50%, I go ahead and manufacture charges for them. I also tell them that once you pay me 50%, I will take 4 weeks to build those charges because we have certain inventory of the components which just gets and only that the PCB has to be made. So PCB gets manufactured, the components go on top of it through an assembly line, and then the charges get built within 4 weeks and we have delivered that way. This is the reason that we do not have much of capital. And when you go to the consumer segment, you need to have inventory.
Yes,
And and now is the time that we're building inventory because from the profits what we have got from B2B, we are putting into the B2C and making inventory.
So on an average, how much this charger will cost?
Oh, well, this charger is pretty much very, very competitive in the market. Currently, we are, as you know, we are selling B2B. So B2B gets bulk order.
Yes.
So we don't have MOQs though. So, but then we do sell because when a B2B company comes, his least number of chargers he would need is 100 numbers. We have not never got any charger which is below 100. So we do the per shipment 100. So for that, they definitely get a price advantage, and on top of it, they give me 50% for me to produce this, right? So they get their advantage. But going to the B2C segment, we have priced it at very aggressive 1999. We are running a campaign now on LinkedIn. So people who are coming and giving their email IDs on the campaign, they have something very stunning which is coming at the end of the campaign, which they'll get to know.
ओके, लिंक्डइन से याद है, आप अगर मैं सोशल मीडिया में आपको ढूंढूं तो आप कहाँ कहाँ पे अवेलेबल है?
खाली लिंक्डइन,
खाली लिंक्डइन।
खाली लिंक्डइन।
आज के टाइम में इंस्टाग्राम भरा पड़ा है, मार्केटिंग चलता रहता
हाँ,
है।
हाँ,
तो पहले फेसबुक हुआ करता था, आज के टाइम फेसबुक कौन खोलता है ये भी
हाँ,
थोड़ा सोचना पड़ेगा। लेकिन व्हाई नॉट एनी अदर मीडियम अदर देन लिंक्डइन?
सी आप किस लिए सोशल मीडिया में जाते हैं? फोटो डालने के लिए?
फिलहाल बैचलर के लाइफ में तो सोशल मीडिया होता है फ्रिज की तरह, अंदर कुछ है या नहीं ऊपर से नीचे स्क्रॉल कर दो।
स्क्रॉल करते रहो, क्या है?
राइट।
So usually people put their photographs. People use their photographs. Now, when I grew up, when I was in my 20s, I had a very tough time. My friends were in the IT industry, and IT industry was soaring. I was in a chopri type, working in a local startup company in electronics, definitely. That was the time that people used to get used to this Instagram and Facebook. अपने पास कुछ था ही नहीं बैंगलोर में, चप्पल पहन के क्या इंस्टाग्राम में डालूं कि डोसा खा रहा हूँ, इडली बड़ा खा रहा हूँ, नहीं डाल सकता ना, क्या बोलेंगे साला छपरी है. So I was very away from that. And when I actually thought of, and that never came into mind that I should go to Instagram or Facebook, but अभी जरूरत पड़ रहा है. Now we have an account of Mokomoto in Instagram and Facebook, but it is still dormant. We have not activated it because we are very, very constrained in kind of manpower we have, and we know exactly where our consumer lies. That is where we are focused on, which is LinkedIn.
सो गोइंग फॉरवर्ड हम लोग आपको इंस्टाग्राम में देख
हाँ,
सकते हैं।
मुझे नहीं देख सकते, कंपनी को देख
हाँ,
सकते हैं.
मोकोमोटो
हाँ
को।
जी, हाँ जी. I'm a kind of a little back in terms of social media.
ओके, तो फ्यूचर का क्या प्लान है? यही चार्जर रहेगा या और कुछ आएंगे?
हाँ, so future vision is to of the company is to come up with more power related products in power storage and power distribution. तो ये एक प्रोडक्ट पावर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का हो गया. आपको आगे जाके पोर्टेबल पावर स्टोरेज एंड पावर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन प्रोडक्ट मिलेंगे, जो जिसपे अभी कॉन्सेप्ट स्टेज पे काम चल रहा है. And that will be stunning products which we would be getting, and hopefully with the right kind of consumers what we have, we should be able to meet their requirements. But yes, we are not limiting ourselves to charges, because आप अगर देखेंगे typical consumer will maximum 2 लैपटॉप यूज कर सकते हैं, या एक लैपटॉप, एक टैबलेट और 2 फोन. यूजुअली all the corporates nowadays have 2 phones. हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट 150 तक जाके रुक जाती है, उसके बाद there is nothing going further.
राइट।
Either you have 10 to 12 SKUs within 30 to 150, or you look beyond 150. Beyond 150 is a lot of potential, which talks about energy uh, storage, get it from solar, store it, and then distribute it in a very portable form factor. This is where we are going to.
वन थिंग इज कमिंग टू माई माइंड, आज के टाइम में जैसे कार्स, मैं एक्चुअली ट्रैवल करता हूँ, बाय रोड ट्रैवल करना पसंद करता हूँ, मेरे खुद के व्हीकल, मैं कार में चलता हूँ, मेरे पास 12 वोल्ट सॉकेट है
जी,
और घर के जो इन्वर्टर होते हैं वो 12 वोल्ट से ऑपरेट हो जाते हैं
जी,
और मेरे पास जो एग्जिस्टिंग चार्जर है
जी.
वो मेरे पास काफी एफिशिएंट है। अब ये वाला चार्जर तो मैं कार में तो लगा नहीं सकता।
नहीं.
आर यू प्लानिंग फॉर समथिंग which can convert 12 volt to into 120 volt, or where we can plug in this thing?
Okay, so basically these chargers are meant for universal input, which is 90 to 265. You can still operate it at 120 volts, but कार में डायरेक्टली 12 वोल्ट आता है.
हाँ,
और
directly 12।
आपको इसमें इसको चलाने के लिए AC वोल्ट चाहिए.
करेक्ट।
आप कार में DC रहता है.
राइट।
So this you can still work at 120, because US में 120 चलता है, and we have shipped 2 or 3 chargers to the US, and people are using these chargers. About the product which runs at 120 AC.
No, not like that. Converting 12 volt into 120 or 220 AC.
वही तो बोला मैंने इससे पहले.
तो उसमें जाएंगे।
उसमें जाएंगे.
तो
कुछ भी something like an inverter or something.
कार के लिए बताएंगे।
सस्पेंस ही रख रहा हूँ, नेक्स्ट पॉडकास्ट के लिए बात करेंगे. So that you come back. सर कितना टाइम, कितना कहाँ तक गया, दिखाओ यार.
तो हमें भी ईगर रहेगा ना, यार पीपल आर वेटिंग, आई शुड गिव देम, डिलीवर देम समथिंग which is kick ass.
जैसे से बता, मैं ये प्रोडक्ट तो ले लूंगा,
जी
लेकिन मैं ट्रैवल करता हूँ बाय रोड,
जी।
लगाऊंगा कहाँ पे?
हाँ, उसके लिए आपको थोड़ा वेट करना, बाय रोड कैंपिंग, ये जो लाइट्स हैं आप लेके जाते हो, आउटडोर शूटिंग करते हो, आई हैव अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल प्रोडक्ट कमिंग फॉर योर काइंड ऑफ पीपल।
ऑल अबाउट पावर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स। अब हॉबी क्या है वैसे?
हाँ, हॉबी हॉबी अभी सब छोड़ दिया यार। मेरा पहला हॉबी था राइडिंग, आई एम अ राइडर। आई rode in the racetrack. I do long rides also. So अभी बाइक्स और से सब दूर आ गया मैं थोड़ा। कभी कभी टेनिस खेलता हूँ। आई फॉलो स्पोर्ट्स लाइक टेनिस, F1, ये सारे स्पोर्ट्स फॉलो करता हूँ, बट अभी पूरा हॉबीज आप पूछोगे ना, आई एम लर्निंग योगा फ्रॉम माई फादर। That's one of the thing which I have. I'm a Vipassana meditator also. So every day morning 1 hour Vipassana followed by a little bit of yoga. अभी यही दो योगी मेरा सॉरी मेरा हॉबी चल रहा है. I went through a Vipassana retreat when I was in my professional life. That was a 10-day retreat wherein you are completely switched off from the external world. Your mobiles will be confiscated at the end, starting of the retreat. You meditate 14 hours a day, and you are given food 3 times a day. You will be given a room to stay, and your vipassana starts at morning 4:30 and goes until night 7:30.
Morning 4:30 is like
You go to
sleeping
sleep.
time for many of our youths nowadays.
The peak sleeping time.
Yes.
Correct.
आप
वैसा लग्जरी लाइफ मैंने कभी नहीं जिया यार. I had to always sleep early because I have something to do the next day. Otherwise, I am भूखा सोना पड़ेगा.
oh, that is your motivation to sleep early.
Yes, yes, correct, correct. And at some point of time in my life, I only used to sleep in buses. इतना ट्रैवल करता था बस में लोकली, तो बस में ही सो जाता था. बैंगलोर टू कोयम्बतूर, बैंगलोर टू चेन्नई, बैंगलोर टू
सारे ओवर
मदुरई, बैंगलोर टू हैदराबाद, सारे बस वाले ट्रैवल.
सारे
वो
ओवरनाइट
वॉल्वो
जर्नीज।
बस में सोते जाओ. तो मैं तो कभी कभी ऐसे भी बोलता था, घर आता था ना, मेरे दोस्त लोग बोलते थे भाई भाड़ा मत दे, तू इधर फ्री क्या रहता है, बस में ही रहता है, इधर क्यों भाड़ा दे रहा है. तो कभी कभी मैं बस में इतना हो जाता है ना मेरा ट्रैवल, में घर में आता हूँ ना यार, बेड को थोड़ा हिलाओ बस की तरफ ताकि मुझे नींद आए. एंड आई यूज टू एंजॉय ट्रैवल.
एक्चुअली कहा जाता है कि ट्रैवलिंग काफी नॉलेज भी देता है।
बिल्कुल.
तो ये जो आपकी ट्रैवलिंग जर्नी रहा काफी टाइम के लिए,
जी.
उससे कोई एक नॉलेज जो आप शेयर करना चाहते हैं?
एक एक्सपीरियंस है कि आपको कोई भी सर्कमस्टेंसेस में अडाप्ट करना है. आई हैड टाइम्स, वेरी डिफिकल्ट टाइम्स इन द रूरल एरियाज ऑफ तमिलनाडु, वेयर मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. देयर इज अ प्लेस कॉल्ड डिंडिकल. डिंडिकल में मेरे को भेजा गया एक कॉलेज में एम्बेडेड सिस्टम्स का ट्रेनिंग करने, और वहाँ पे लैब सेटअप करने. दैट वाज अ 2-day प्रोजेक्ट, and I was just staying in the city, and the college was somewhere far from the city. And I got into a bus where no one understands Hindi or English. Everyone Tamilian. So बैग भी था, बहुत सारे kids भी थे. Then I saw a college. I think this is the college got down, but that was not the college. All of a sudden, a guy comes to me, Hindi speaking guy, and he looks at me as, do you want some help? हाँ यार ये कॉलेज है, आप हिंदी बोलते हो? हाँ हाँ, मैं यूपी का हूँ. बोले इधर क्या कर रहे हो? नहीं, मैं इधर पढ़ाता हूँ, मैं इसी कॉलेज में पढ़ाता हूँ. सो आई हैव नो क्लू दैट दिस गाय विल कम पिक मी अप एंड टेक इट टू हिज कॉलेज. एंड फॉर्चुनेटली ही वाज टॉकिंग टू मी ओवर द ईमेल आल्सो. सो इट्स द सेम गाय.
ओके।
यार अच्छा है यार ये. सो अंटिल अनलेस यू पुट योरसेल्फ टू दो सर्कमस्टेंसेस ऑफ हाई रिस्क सर्कमस्टेंसेस, डेफिनेटली वेज विल ओपन अप. ये मैंने खुद लाइफ में एक्सपीरियंस किया है, और उस एक्सपीरियंस के बाद मैंने रिस्क लेना स्टार्ट कर दिया. और जैसे जैसे रिस्क लेता था, और जैसे जैसे यू आर ट्रू टू योरसेल्फ ना, थिंग्स जस्ट ओपन आउट फॉर यू. आपको ज्यादा एफर्ट डालने की जरूरत होती है, पर उतना भी नहीं है कि
आप देखो एंड मोमेंट में जहाँ सब डोर क्लोज होता है ना, एक रास्ता दिखता है आपको, और वही रास्ता होता है जो आपको बहुत आगे लेके जाता है। दिस इज माई पर्सनल।
ये सवाल मैं काफ़ी जगह पे काफ़ी लोगों से जब मैं मिलता हूँ, काफ़ी एंटरप्रेन्योर से जब मैं मिलता हूँ, ये सवाल हर बार पूछता हूँ। अब जब नए बंदे एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की तरफ रुख कर रहे हैं, व्हेन दे आर प्लानिंग टू स्टार्ट देयर जर्नी, आप उनके लिए क्या मैसेज देना चाहते हैं?
हाँ, काफी ये डेप्थ वाला मैसेज मैं देना चाहता हूँ इसमें। लॉट ऑफ पीपल गेट स्वेव्ड अवे बाय द स्टार्टअप। Cool, it's so cool to be in a startup. Don't go that way. That's not the real charm of doing a startup. Um, I would like to tell the young entrepreneurs that plan properly. I see a lot of young entrepreneurs getting into startup because they don't get a job. No, that's not correct. Get a job. Get into a discipline of life. Get into on how things are done. Get to know people in the industry because these are the people who will help you during your times when you need. Make your mark. Make your stand. इंडिपेंडेंट बनो, पहले वो देखो। स्टार्टअप करके फिर तुम्हारे माँ बाप तुम्हारे वो भी तो रिटायर होंगे यार। टिपिकल इंडियन फैमिली वेर यू हैव पेरेंट्स who will be in due course of time of retirement, why will they look after you? And they will be all tense that you are not having sufficient money to even survive yourself. So plan, execute, make some money, and once you think that yes, I have enough in terms of skills, in terms of people, knowing to know the industry or the people, then jump.
अब काफ़ी टाइम आपने इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के साथ काम किया हुआ है। पहले भी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कंपनी के साथ आप थे, आपने बोला। अब हार्डवेयर खुद बना रहे हैं। तो अब इस इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंडस्ट्री के जब नुआंसेस की बात करें, कोई खास लर्निंग है जो आप शेयर करना चाहते हैं?
एवरी डे इज अ लर्निंग है, एवरी डे। हमारे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में ऐसा होता है ना कि आपने तो हार्डवेयर बना दिया, बट दैट इज नॉट गारंटेड कि वो हार्डवेयर चलेगा। तो बहुत बहुत सारा मैं भी अपने साथ में मेरे भी जितने भी कोलीग्स हैं, दे आर ऑलमोस्ट हाफ माई एज। मैं 40 का हूँ तो 20 का। एंड दे हैव मेरा मतलब मेरे से ज़्यादा, मतलब इवन इफ दे डोंट हैव एक्सपीरियंस, द काइंड ऑफ थिंकिंग दे ब्रिंग इन टू द टेबल, एंड द वे दे एक्ट फास्ट, एंड लर्निंग मेरा उनसे ही होता है हर दिन। एंड आई वांट टू सराउंड माई सेल्फ विद दिस न्यू काइंड ऑफ people, though I'm not speaking their language what they speak, and but then I have all my learning from them, very very much. Yes.
अब ये तो हो गई उनसे लर्निंग वाली बात। अगर नए बंदे या फ्रेशर्स को साथ में लेते हैं
जी।
तो प्रॉब्लम क्या हो सकती है?
फ्रेशर्स को क्या प्रॉब्लम है, हमें क्या problem?
एज ए ऑर्गेनाइजेशन
हमारी टीम में फ्रेशर ही फ्रेशर है। एक्सपीरियंस कहाँ मिलेगा आपको उड़ीसा में? बैंगलोर छोड़ के आएगा क्या?
अच्छा।
हैदराबाद छोड़ के आएगा? पैसा देना पड़ेगा। वो भी गारंटी नहीं है रुकेगा कि नहीं। कल को उसको कोई दूसरा ऑफर मिल गया तो चले जाएगा। प्रेशर ही है हु विल ड्राइव दिस, because they have the fire in their tummy. They don't work here for money. They work here to build something. They work here to learn something every day. आप मेरे फ्रेशर को ये करके दिखा दो, ऑफर लेटर देखो, कोई नहीं ज्वाइन करेगा। आई गारंटी यू दे आर वायर्ड इन सच ए वे। मैं आपको बताता हूँ, दे आर वायर्ड इन सच ए वे कि ऑफर लेटर साइड में रखेगा वो, तो बोलेगा सर काम क्या है बताओ। आपको पहले काम बताना पड़ेगा। इफ यू थिंक दैट इट इज चैलेंजिंग, ही माइट जॉइन यू, आई एम नॉट सेइंग, but they will look at work first because they know that this work will fetch me money. Money is always a
बाई प्रोडक्ट।
byproduct of the quality work you do. Not money never comes first. We also, when I grew up, I never looked at the money. यार जॉब दे दो यार मेरे को तो 2006-7 में जॉब ही नहीं मिल रहा था इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में। So then I started working as a soldering technician at a company, small company. That's why then I grew up. So जॉब दे दो, जो पेट का खाना तो मिलेगा, दो पेट तो भर सकता हूँ, बट आजकल पेट भरे हुए रहते हैं, बट दे हैव द इनेट कैपेबिलिटी ऑफ लर्निंग समथिंग। पैसा तो कोई नहीं आज, पैसे किससे मुझे नहीं लगता है कुछ ज्यादा हो सकता है। don't give much of importance to money, but people come here to work and deliver.
अब जब स्टार्टअप है तो लर्निंग बहुत ज़्यादा होती है एंड प्रेशर भी बहुत ज़्यादा होता है। तो आप ये प्रेशर को बैलेंस करने के लिए अपने एम्प्लॉयज़ के साथ कैसे डील करते हैं?
डील करते हैं या सो बहुत ज़्यादा चेंज होना पड़ा है मेरे को ओवर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम। आई वॉज नॉट दैट वेरी शॉर्ट टेम्पर्ड था, तो जब बात बातों में गुस्सा हो जाता था। अभी नहीं, डिजाइनों में गुस्सा हो जाऊंगा तो इनका क्या होने वाला। आई हैव लॉट ऑफ पीपल टू लुक आफ्टर ऑल्सो, राइट। सो आई फ्रेशर से एक चीज होता है कि एवरी टाइम दे कम टू यू विद अ डाउट। ऐसे खुद निकालो, यू हैव द एंटायर वर्ल्ड, द इंटरनेट, खुद निकालो, ट्राई करो हार्डवेयर पे, नहीं होता है तो बताएंगे। तो ड्यूरिंग दिस कोर्स ऑफ टाइम दे ऑल्सो लर्न एंड दे कम टू मी विद अ सोल्यूशन। स्टिल देर आर प्रॉब्लम्स है, तो मैं जाके करता हूँ काम उनके साथ, बट देन दे मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम दे कम अप विद सोल्यूशन। तो फ्रेशर को जब भी हम लेते हैं, वी डू अ प्रॉपर स्क्रीनिंग कि खुद सीखने में दिलचस्पी रखता है, डू दे हैव सेल्फ मोटिवेशन, काम है तो करना है। तो वैसे चीज़ों को अगर वी हैव जस्ट टू थिंग्स विच वी टेक इनटू कंसिडरेशन, वन इज एटीट्यूड, वन इज डिसिप्लिन। डिसिप्लिन मतलब 9 बजे आना है, मतलब आना है ऑफिस में, कोई 11-12 बजे नहीं चलता है अपना काम। 9 बजे where the mind is active, you go away at 5-6 o'clock. I don't have to ask you anything, but 9 to 6 ऑफिस में देना है, जो काम करना है ऑफिस में करो, ठीक है। एंड एटीट्यूड इज कि ये काम खत्म करना है, मतलब खत्म करना है, बाय हुक और क्रुक, एंड देन वी डोंट प्रेशराइज दैम। मैं उसको हफ्ते का काम देता हूँ और महीने का हमारा चार्ट हो जाता है कि हर हफ्ते महीने का ये डिलीवर करना है। दे themselves go in the team and then plan out for the entire week, and then they deliver it as per their. So no going behind them or asking them, and at the end of the day, भाई क्या हुआ काम का, ये वो, no. And I don't ask them about reports, they only come to me.
तो अगर कोई फ्रेशर है अभी
जी,
आपकी टीम को जॉइन करना चाहते हैं तो कैसे
जी।
जॉइन करेंगे?
फ्रेशर अगर है तो बेसिकली मैं क्या देखता हूँ, और मेरी एचआर है, वो क्या देखती हैं कि फ्रेशर ने अपने बलबूते पे क्या किया। और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स ना ओवरनाइट नहीं होता है, you have to put your effort, your time, because after all it is you who will be building it.
राइट।
We are just a platform giving you to build something very new. तो अ- अगर फ्रेशर हमें ज्वाइन करना चाहता है, he should have a sound knowledge on PCB designing, he should have sound knowledge on all the electronic components and how they function. They should have I'm talking about the hardware, I'll come to the software also. And then we have marketing, we have customer acquisition, we have different channels, there are a lot of things. तो each चीजों में हम फ्रेशर को देखते हैं कि इस अगर हम फ्रेशर को ऐसा नहीं करते कि भाई तू तू आज हार्डवेयर पे काम कर ले, तू आज सॉफ्टवेयर में काम कर ले, तू मार्केटिंग कर ले, नहीं। इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू गेट लाइक दैट। वी सी फ्रेशर, वी सी व्हाट हिज कैपेबिलिटीज आर, and based on his capabilities or what he has put in his time or expertise to learn something, we try to match with our requirement। अगर मैच करता है, then we go deep dive in interviewing him कि भाई तूने क्या क्या काम किया है आज तक, ये भाई हमें समझा दे। हम अगर समझ जाते हैं, you get into the team, it's simple।
तो ये हो गई प्रोसेस, लेकिन आपके पास पहुंचेगा कैसे?
हाँ, मेरे पास कैसे पहुंचेगा, तो
मतलब कोई अगर अपना सीवी देना चाहता है या
हाँ,
इंटरव्यू के लिए
हाँ,
कुछ करना
तो
चाहता
मोकोमोटो के वेबसाइट में जाओ, उधर एक बहुत बड़ा ईमेल आईडी है, info@mokomoto.com। I can have the direct access to it, so you can send me resume, I'll go through your resume and then we'll see how it goes forward, very simple।
है? So we are coming towards the end of this podcast. So any last thought or any last words you can say to the world or the society?
Yeah, society, basically Odia community, that everything is possible if you want to make it possible, place does not matter। Odisha is a very good place, Bhubaneswar is a very lovely place, unlike other metro cities where water scarcity is there, traffics are there. It's just that you should have drive, a vision, and the right people will get come to you to help you out in that. And I would tell to all the Odia entrepreneurs, please come back to Odisha, and it's a very good place to to settle down and do something which you want to do.
Why don't you say this in Odia as well?
ଆପଣମାନେ ଯଦି ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱରକୁ ଆସିବା ପାଇଁ କି ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ସେଟଲ୍ ହେବା ପାଇଁ, ବହୁତ ଗୁଡ଼ିଏ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଆଭେନ୍ୟୁଜ୍ ଅଛି। ଆମ ପରିଆ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରଗଲିଂ ଏଣ୍ଟରପ୍ରେନର୍ସ ବି ଅଛନ୍ତି। ଆପଣ ଆସିକି we can definitely look at on how to make things comfortable, easy for you. तो ଆପଣମାନେ ଆସନ୍ତୁ।
थैंक यू सो मच। आप इतना टाइम दिए और आपके कीमती टाइम में से हमने इतना टाइम चुरा लिया। थैंक यू सो मच। इट वाज प्लेजर टॉकिंग टू यू।
Thank you to you for taking out so much of time and coming to my office.
I
And
think
you
so.
know, we have a very good, common thing that we are driven by a lot of our own initiatives. I would say I have no words to express your effort, whatever you're putting.
थैंक यू सो मच।
Right, John? Right.
थैंक यू सो मच। सो व्यूअर्स, आज हमारे साथ थे मिस्टर शुभेंदु सतपथी सर, जो मोकोमोटो के फाउंडर हैं और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के फील्ड में काफ़ी कुछ करना चाहते हैं और काफ़ी कुछ कर भी रहे हैं। सो ऐसे ही इंटरेस्टिंग स्टार्टअप्स और एंटरप्रेन्योर्स की जर्नी के बारे में जानने के लिए और हमें आगे देखने के लिए प्लीज़ लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब टू माई स्टार्टअप यात्रा। थैंक यू सो मच।